Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk,
Taking
where we have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable,
Let's get down.
conversation.
Taking down.
All right.
All right. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. I would say I'm gonna introduce the crew, but it's me and Quan, so we gonna rock. Portia got business. She had to stand on business tonight, but it's all good. We're gonna actually jump right into it. But first of all, what's going on, my brother?
I'm doing good. Just into practice. So I'm here, bro.
Good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into this thing. There's no reason why we need to wait or spend a lot of time doing this. There have been a lot of things that have taken place in this past week, and the first thing that we know is obviously Mardi Gras. I have been watching a lot of the Mardi Gras videos, and first things first, again, I've said it on multiple occasions. I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to Justin. Justin was, if my brain serves me correctly, was in dang near every single parade, recorded dang near every single band program, and kept viewers really locked in to what was going on at the Mardi Gras parade. And so definitely want to go ahead and give a shout out to him. Now, with that being said, though, I have some things that I'm going to talk about very quickly that I may get some flack for. And you know what? This is not the first time that this has happened, but I have to say it. Bloody Sunday. I watched Bloody Sunday, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Mississippi and Southern, Mississippi Valley and Southern. I know that it was Talladega, Mississippi Valley. I think it was Mississippi. It was UAPB. Mississippi Valley was in a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be honest. Southern didn't sound good. They just didn't sound good. And I'm just gonna kind of keep it there. So much so, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I got into an argument with somebody, James Gibson, because I said this, and I'm gonna say it again. I felt like Mississippi Valley's song number 2 and number 3 were better than Southern song number 2 and number 3. Executed better, to me sounded better. But by and large, Southern just didn't sound good. As a matter of fact, I really wouldn't give the nod to either one of them because both of them were pretty scratchy. And I'm gonna also say this, when it comes to university bands, UAPB sounded better than Southern and Mississippi Valley to me. Yeah, I said it, and I'm gonna stand on it. Now, when it comes to university bands as a whole, I think Texas Southern was the better one of all groups. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know if you watched any of them, bro. If you did, what are your thoughts?
Overall, Texas Southern had the best sound of them all. I don't know, bro. I mean, I was more excited about the high schools. I ain't gonna lie.
I was gonna get on that next after you got finished saying that.
So I mean,
I'm gonna follow this with Edna Carr sounded better to me than about 80% of the university bands that were out there.
I agree.
Okay. All right. We on the same page with that.
And marching energy, and then all of the other stuff too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. By far. Um, I don't know. I wasn't going to bring this up, but what does that say though? Like really, what does that say from that perspective?
I'm gonna be genuine. I don't judge it like that. I don't. I don't judge it like that because number one, you got to look at some of the travel fatigue by some of them programs. Like that's number one. Number two, not saying that some of those high schools didn't march just as many parade as that those universities, but that travel fatigue, and I know it hits different. That's number one. Number two, some of that, if we're gonna be genuine, we can't complain and say, well, we're focusing on concert band, and then when they have opportunity for Mardi Gras, that we should just dismiss their sound. Well, maybe they really was focusing on concert band at the time. I'll give them that aspect of benefit of the doubt. See what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just don't take it like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, here's the thing. That's a good argument, but then based on that argument, that means that I need to see some wind ensembles popping out pretty soon. Then
I mean,
based on that argument. So I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think I personally believe, and I can get what you're saying about travel, so on and so forth. But in my purview, with that same argument, if that be the case, then Texas Southern should have been in the same boat as everybody else. Then, so the way that I see it is, it may be in line with what you were saying about they may just be focused on wind ensemble, right? Which leads into a preparation thing, preparation H. I don't know. It just felt right at that time to say that. But for me, the way I see it, if Carr to me sounded better than 80% of the university bands out there, to me, I just feel like that just means that they were better prepared. That's the way I look at it. So that's the way I take it. That's the way that I look at it. Quan has his thoughts on that. Now, with all that being said, though, I still am. I did say preparation age. I'm still excited over the fact that all those bands, all those students did have the opportunity to perform. But now my brain and my mindset is on cranking that wind ensemble, cranking your concert band. So if you have festival, if you have UIL is festival for us in the state of Texas. But if you have any of those things coming up, then let's get ready for it. I really cannot wait to see some of these wind ensembles, some of these concert bands, so on and so forth. I'm excited to get to that point of our band preparation. All right, here we go. Why are you looking like that?
I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. So, topic of the next topic, and the thing that has been going around for God knows how long, I think was about 3-4 days now, is this particular video that has been circulating and moving forward throughout the internets. And so I'm going to pull this up on the screen, and then we're going to talk about it in a minute. So here we go. What's going on, brother? What's going on,
Doc?
Justin? Man, you hardest working man in camera. All right. But yeah, we're going to pull this up and we're going to talk about it. Smiths. This didn't come up the way I wanted it to. All right, here we go. All right. So this particular video was surfaced, I want to say maybe about 3 or 4 days ago. And if for those of you who have not seen this video is of LB Landry High School. and they are literally sitting there just playing. They had gotten to a parade when they had gotten to a stop or gone to a stop, and this officer of the law decided that he wanted to turn around and shove this young brother. So
the officer is a she, I believe.
No, is it?
From some of the comments, they say she was a female. I may be wrong, but that's what they were saying.
Mm. Okay, Quan, what are your thoughts on that, bro?
Overall, it's trash because what's crazy is as adult, just to say adamant, as adults, what I realize is we want children to stay in line and have this sense of honor and so forth and so on. It was a man. The crazy thing about it is why would you hit a kid? And the crazy thing about it is with police and civilian or citizen relation, how was that called for? Even if you felt like that young lady, young man was in your space, it's nothing to step over. And honestly, in New Orleans, a cop could be standing in the middle of the band and they understand that overall, like they're patrolling. You know what I'm saying? But normally everybody has respect for the bands. I don't, you know, I don't get it. But kudos to the students because they know for a fact that whole band could have swamped around that one particular officer and it would have been something, detrimental not only to the band director, but that program. But it's just not a good look. I mean, that stuff be uncalled for. And I've had run-ins with officers myself with band members putting their hands on band members too.
So I definitely agree. This is trash behavior, to the highest degree. And the thing for me that really speaks volumes to how trash it is, and I said this on the band report, is the fact that these are not just kids, but these are kids in a positive act, right? Doing something positive, and not only doing something positive, but doing something that continuously happens throughout the city, throughout the state, every year during this time. That the Mardi Gras wouldn't be the Mardi Gras without the participation of those young players. And the fact that you felt okay enough to turn around and do something like that, and honestly, I really cannot, within the life of me, cannot figure out what would possess you to think that this was a smart move. And yes, it could have gotten a lot worse than what it did. I appreciate the young brother that was by him that kind of stood up and just was like, came over and was really trying to take up for his partner and his fellow bandmate. One of the things that I was curious about is what did the band director or any of the directors at that time see what was going on, or were they even aware of what was going on at the time?
I don't know. Usually, band directors they be in the front,
Right.
so yeah, I'm unaware of that part. But bro, like I just feel like it's really disrespectful, and there's no justification for it. There's no reasoning, logic behind it. I saw that they said that they removed that particular officer off the parade routes, but that's not good enough for me because if he's doing that in a positive atmosphere, what you think would happen behind closed doors? That's all I'm saying.
And that was my thing, right? Like, I did hear that he was removed, but I earnestly believe that it has to be something more than that. I truly believe it has to be something more than that, because to me, that's just a slap on the wrist. We know that there are people who have done more egregious things and left certain departments and went to another department and gotten rehired in that department. So to me, that's not enough. It has to be more than just he's been removed from the position, so on and so forth. But I also, and there was something else that had transpired, and I want to bring Justin in on this. I know he's probably watching on Instagram, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there real quick. But there was another thing that had transpired where I believe that Justin was saying something to the fact of they stopped allowing recording under the bridge. So then it gets to a point or a question of what's going on with the NOPD. Is this
Mm.
and you from the area? So at what point or at what time was this a normal thing? Has this happened before? Has this energy ever happened before in New Orleans, specifically during the Mardi Gras parade?
No, never, bro. Like that's the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody records under the bridge. From my knowledge, like it was always love. Like there's no issues, no, from and now you got to remember, I'm almost 12 years removed from the state and city, as well. But when I was there and we would go to Mardi Gras and whatnot, man, there was no issues, with that. That's when I first learned about N5O. They would be under there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no issues to me. So I don't understand what's going on, and I don't understand it.
To me, it really seems like a disconnect between, and I'm gonna have to say this, a disconnect between the culture in New Orleans, the police department, which
Mm,
I mean, in the way it seems, right? And I've seen some people say the fact of, there are probably some people who are a part of the New Orleans Police Department who probably even marched in band before
mm.
out in New Orleans. So I've heard that. It's just really odd to me that you would have something like this that would happen between that young man and that officer, and then turn around and say, well, you can't record under the bridge as well. Like I said before, for someone who is not a part of the New Orleans culture, that's kind of where we get our quote unquote Mardi Gras fix from. I didn't know about Talladega until I seen that video of them. I think it was 17 with them under the bridge, and that's when we were like, well, god dang, who was this? You
Well,
know?
I think it was it might have been 13, 14,
Yeah,
like around
it
the
was
first.
early. Yeah.
Yeah, like when they went against Southern, I was standing on the side, and I was like, God damn. Um, I think Mr. Jackson was the head band director then. Still, I
Mm-hmm.
think that was like around 14, about 13, 14. But I mean, nevertheless, I don't know what it is now, and I'm not sure. But I hope that at the end of the day that they fix it for next year.
Well, let's bring in the hardest working man in videography. His name is Smash Time, aka on this show, his name is Simon. What's going on, brother?
Y'all get me?
Yeah, we got you.
Man, what's good with y'all, bro? It's been a long season, bro.
Yeah, I know. You've done a lot of walking. A
Yeah,
lot of
I got some
walking.
I got some steps, man. But let me explain this whole thing with this whole situation about this bridge, right? So I
All
know
right.
y'all probably seen the poster that I made and it went viral. Like it went crazy. I'm talking about like the whole city was down there posting them. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, there's a new police chief, but this captain that was under the bridge, that was the captain. So long story short, for the Femme Fatale parade, we recorded under the bridge. I said I've been recording under the bridge since I started. It's like I'm not gonna say I coined the under the bridge in the street filming, but like I think I made it super popular. When you see all my videos, you see that shot. So there's a lot of people recorded under the bridge. She came under that. She was like, "Y'all gotta get from under the bridge." Yada 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 yada. The parade was almost over, and this was like the fourth or fifth parade. So like I've been shooting the bridge the whole beginning of the season. I'm like, why is the problem today? So I didn't go into that. Well, the parade was on the West Bank the following day, so we didn't go into that. Long story short, I didn't go to one of the parades. I'll tell you about that off camera, Luke. But some of the videographers told me, man, she kicked us from under the bridge again. And I'm like, again? So I said, on this day, I'm gonna go out there and introduce myself. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty much one on camera in the city. Introduce myself to her nicely and let her know the importance of this bridge shot and what we're doing. Harmless. You know what I'm saying? Side note. all these years I've been on the bridge filming, the cops that's under the bridge, like you said, most people marching the band. Your mom marching the band, your daddy marching the band, mine was a major at something in New Orleans, somebody did something in the band. That's just how it is in the city of New Orleans. So on this particular day, I'm noticing all the cops that's under the bridge, like they walking on eggshells. They're like, they don't want to piss her off for some reason. So I went introduced myself to her, and when I went, no, before that, I told my Instagram story what happened and why we were able to get the bridge shots. And everybody followed my Instagram for like the updates and this, that, and the third. So I was telling them I'm gonna go talk to the officer today. This lady gave me I'm not even trying to hear what you gotta say demeanor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute. Yes, you're not gonna disrespect me. I don't care who you are. Just let you know. So I told her my name is Justin Smash Time. The bridge is very important to the band culture, and this is the moment that the kids live for. You can't take this moment from the kids. She was like, this is her bridge, is a homeland security issue, and there's an ordinance with the city. Now, Luke, don't play me like I'm stupid. One thing about New Orleans, bro, and like anything to do with media, like I'm a no. I'm up on Game Body, any media passes I need. But I've been doing this since I started Smash Time at 17. So you're not about to tell me what I need. Now, granted, in every one of my Under the Bridge videos, you're gonna see a few things that's never gonna change. The first thing you're gonna hear is people say, "We have Smash Time." What do you're gonna be hearing people call my name? What do? The second thing, every band director is gonna shake my hand. If they don't shake my hand, they're gonna do something in the camera like Landry walk in the building, in the car, they're gonna say something crazy. That's two. And the third thing is it's about to be lit. The site gonna be fire. I don't care. So that means all these band directors know who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a way, I'm just doing something that's super positive. So when she said you need a media credential. This is the middle of Mardi Gras. City Hall not open. Everybody is Mardi Gras 2.0. We ain't worried about none of that. Permit, you should got that months ago, whatever. So that's how I knew she was lying to me. So the last thing I asked her, I was like, well, you can ask every band director that come under the bridge if it's okay for me to request. She's like, no, get out of my road and get out of my street. And the police around her who normally under there, I seen them kind of flip like they got to do what Chief said type shit. I'm like, they y'all just doing y'all job. I ain't even hold this y'all, but that's some whole shit. But anyway, so I asked her before I left. I said, listen, man, all it's gonna take for me to post this on social media one time and let them know what you're doing and what you're stopping, because I'm gonna explain to these kids what a video is at. I don't know if y'all ever try to explain this to no damn middle school kid, because there's like 30,000 middle schools down here now that's going crazy. What a video is at, but I can't explain it to them. You know what I'm saying? So nevertheless, I made the post and I pressed send right there. I know it's gonna go crazy, but I ain't know it's gonna go that crazy. Then it's going crazy. Everybody like, what you mean you can't get this house on the bridge? Mind you, 2-3 days before this, the Edna Car video I seen going viral. I'm pretty sure y'all seen it. It's posting. That video literally is the face of Mardi Gras this year. It is. I don't want to my own harm, but as of today, right now, I can see the link. USA Today posted it. They got a whole article about it. You know what I'm saying? About marching band and the culture from HBCUs. All my footage. So not just to my own harm, but showing you the importance. And that's what everybody's saying. Y'all, Smash Time been doing this a long time. The other videographers been doing it a long time. So just her, I ain't gonna blame NOPD. I'm gonna blame her and her power abuse. Mind you, she got fired a couple years ago doing something with the police called appeal. That's a whole other story. Look her name up. I forget her name, but I can tell y'all and y'all can look it up. On top of this, so after all this going on, we sad about the bridge. Everybody like, no bridge shot? That's crazy. The police officer with the Landry situation pushed the kid. I told Mr. Rollins, I'm glad for two things. I'm glad that nothing didn't happen, and I'm just glad that wasn't us in Rollins Band Choir. I'm glad it wasn't us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 3 cops. It's 167 of us. That wouldn't have happened like that. And that was what we need to be happy about. A lot of people like, what are band parents at? When the parade going on, the police get in the middle of the line because they know about the lines or whatever. They know like not to like get out the way. They ducking mallets and they ducking batons. But whatever. Rollins, he way at the front of the band, so that's kind of not his responsibility to understand what's going on because there's a lot going on. But the least problem you're gonna think to have is from a cop in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that made me so mad. Like, okay, let me look at this situation. I'm gonna talk to the kid. They said no, he literally stopped and he literally pushed him. And I'm like, okay, not saying you want to undermine what a kid's saying, but you see when other videos start dropping because everybody recording the band. It was 3-4 angles. He literally stopped and he literally just pushed him on some get out of my way type. You tripping like or whatever. And then the other dude who was next to him, I know that's like I say, I'm glad nothing happened. Them kids would have turned up on the cops. And then they'll have all right to, like, you know what I'm saying, if they'd have been defending their band partner, because one, he probably tried to arrest them, the other cops don't know what's going on, so they'll just try to help up for the cop. That could have went way bad. So it was this on top of that.
He'd have probably shot him. Like, because you got to think about all them kids swarming, and a lot of them are scary. Somebody would have got killed, bro. I'm telling you.
And now I say I'm lucky. I don't want to just say like but it wouldn't have been if that was us, Quan, like our F19. Like I'm just talking about Ma, Ricky Lee, all them dudes. That would have went bad. And then he'll not well known. I know some parents who know him. So when his picture got posted, they were like, "He did this." So yeah, it was just a lot with the cops. But that on top of that made it like us against the cops. But back to what happened with me. So when she told me her higher ups, the city don't like the new police chief. They don't like us. She's from Cali. They tired of down here in the water. They tired of hiring people and putting people in positions that's not from the city. That's one of the big problems that I feel is wrong with the city. American Trail with Legacy, they were trained from here. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's a big problem that's going on in the city. Then you hire this person. Like, granted, this was probably one of the safest Mardi Gras I ever heard. We had state troopers down here. We had everybody. There's motherfucking sheriff, deputies. It was scrapped down here. But what they're doing is thing is slick. They're practicing for Mardi Gras next year for the Super Bowl. That's what they're doing. They're practicing and getting the method down for when the Super Bowl down here that they can have a smooth transition. I know I'm talking fast. But it's just that on top of that. Oh, I said the police chief don't want y'all to record, don't want nobody to record on the break, because that's what she told me. She said higher ups. So the word come, you said the word come from the higher ups, which is the police chief. And when I put that, and I know she got a call the next day because the police chief made a little PR response about it, but it ain't fixed nothing. But that's the whole story in a nutshell. It wasn't New Orleans Police Department. New Orleans Police Department, we cool with y'all. But it was just I'm gonna say a power trip. You know what I'm saying? Between the guy who pushed the student and this one captain thinking she Queen Tut under the damn bridge. And just don't know. Oh, and I gave her 1 and 2. Quan, you been under the bridge. Oh, Becca, you been under the bridge. Quan, you understand who under that bridge. You understand, like, when I'm talking to her, this all you hear. It's Mary Neeson, I got you. You know what I'm saying? She don't understand. And I'm trying to explain to her, man. I said, man, I don't think you understand who you're talking to. And I said it so humbly, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to let her know it's only 6 of you. It's only 6 right here. I know it's behind me, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no, it's not like a threat or anything. I just understand well, possibly, because like if you really wanted to, then she moved the people out the way. She put Vaseline and baby oil on a damn box, on a little box. And the kids be standing there, quiet. I put my nephew up there sometime when I bring to the parade. She thinking that the videographer's gonna try to stand up there to get a better shot. So she put it all on there, making people out the way. That's that video that you added to it. So I'm like, one, you on some real humbuggish, intentionally trying to poke the people.
What's even egregious about it is everybody really being good spirits. Everybody really being good spirits. It's like that's like the one time of the year where black people, white people, rich, poor, you come together and you just literally enjoying these musical athletes.
Quan,
Everybody want that shot.
the
Everybody want that shot under the bridge.
the branch sits on methamphetamine. Do I need to understand what y'all get what I'm saying? This part of the bridge sits on methamphetamine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's everything in this bridge. I'm trying to let her know, baby. I think you need to calm down because the city of New Orleans is so big. And I'm trying to warn her without warning her that what she's doing is not right. But she's just on a power trip. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody connected to the city. You think you're the only one who knows people? You think you're the only one in your position? You know what I'm saying? I know the word got to her the next day. That's why the mayor it was just really like Justin is the middle of Mardi Gras. Do you really want to be on some power to the people, Malcolm X type shit, or do you just want to handle it afterwards? Because I had got so mad, bro, like to the point that when I seen the response, and once Reggie got to it, Reggie didn't see no Reggie, and he started making a post and going live about it. I'm like, damn, like I ain't mean for it to get that big, but I mean, fuck it. It's about these kids in the day, because these same kids who y'all talk about robbing and stealing and killing and shooting, when they doing something positive, you take it away from them. And that's a big problem in New Orleans too. You know what I'm saying? We talk about bad, but we don't talk about like we're really you must in the city. You know what I'm saying? You was a bad kid your damn self. I'm sorry because you're not that. But you understand band change your life. You know what I'm saying? And these same kids, I'm trying to let her know that she messing no, baby. Like they already I ain't saying these kids, but a young person stole the damn DA call. You know what I'm saying? The damn judge call. You think you exempt? Like that's like. Can I warn you what I warn you? This is New Orleans we talking about. We ain't talking about no slice in the city. I'm trying to tell you how this city operates. But she wanted to be on her power trip, so I'm really going to the city about it. Got some people behind me, whatever, and I want a public apology from her. I really do. I want a public apology on Instagram Live, and not only do I want an apology, I want an apology for every kid in the city of New Orleans who moment she messed up, who senior night she messed up, because that probably was their last parade, the biggest parade, the biggest parade we turn up on. You know what I'm saying? I need a public apology from her for real on Instagram Live, and yeah, so that's the gist of it. I'm speaking, but it made me so mad, bro. I'm talking about like damn, but it made the whole city mad too, bro. That's it, bro.
So, man, you said a whole lot, and I want to try to get on everything that you just said. So, the first thing that you said was she ain't even from there. So that within, you know what that reminded me of is the minute that you said that, and me and Rick were just talking today. That literally is the equivalent of someone who's walking into a well-known band program that's not a graduate of that program. That literally is what made, as soon as you said that, because you have no idea of what the culture is, you have no idea of what the history is, and you walk in without even trying to prepare yourself for that particular situation, and all you do is you piss off everybody, the people that matter the most, right? And then on top of that, I absolutely agree with you, man. Under that bridge, dog. Under that bridge, listen.
Put like this: if you
Just,
if you go back to the old VHSs with
bro.
with the old Kennedy, the old 3.5, the old all them old videos, it's still lit then. So it's a tradition.
Yes,
Everybody want to hear that echo
you
underneath
got
that
to hear
bridge.
that reverb, man, because
Yeah, and
that gets you hype, bro. That gets
and
you
then
hype.
and no lie, bro. Like Justin, I'll tell you like this: have you made the under that bridge experience better when you are front and center and you got that narrow view and them people marching through? Then people be
You
like,
made it an experience.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like, yeah, you gotta give people credit where credit is due because when you started that, and I'll never forget, it was COVID, and I'm gonna just take you. I think I might have texted you because that's when we had first like started chopping up about the
Yeah.
show. I said, bro, I was low key depressed. I couldn't teach band. I went back and looked at all of the under the bridge videos just so I can get a snippet of band because COVID it shut everything down. So I looked at every single under the bridge video that he did, and I was happy. Like but to take that from them kids, bro. Now I'm glad that you got Ed in the car because if Chalupa didn't get his flowers, he damn sure should get it now.
Absolutely,
Like he should damn near
absolutely.
get a collegiate position from what he turned that school to be.
Hey,
I mean,
I already spoke my piece on that. I don't know if you caught it, Justin, but I still stand where I stand, and what I
I
said
think
was, what I said was, Carl sounded better than 80% of the HBCUs that was there.
yeah, yeah.
man, listen, when people come on the street,
Telling you,
it's like it's ridiculous. And like what's funny is shout out to UAPB. They did a damn good job in New Orleans. They did a damn good
yes,
job.
thank
Hey,
you,
listen,
thank you.
I'm
I
talking
said
about
it earlier. I said it
listen,
earlier.
listen,
I said UAPB was by far the better sounding band. Tell
and
me I'm
listen.
lying.
The first of what they did, yeah, I ain't sure the whole weekend, but yeah, the Texas Southern. Oh my God, they sound like a damn a
Yeah,
machine. Oh, you go watch the video.
Texas Southern was top.
I
Texas
don't
Southern
know
was
what
top.
they are, but oh my God. But nevertheless, the kids asked me. They said, "Man, y'all think the high school bands are blood? That's for real?" As they was asking me this, when you people first got to the bus at the parade, Carver was walking by. St. Aug was walking. I'm not St. Aug. Somebody was watching a video of St. Aug from the other night. You're like, they really got 35 trumpets? I'm like, yeah, y'all only got like 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, 35 trumpets, 35 trumpets. I don't care what you're talking. You know what I'm saying? 10 baritones is 10 baritones. You see when Abramson and Carver got together at that Femme Fatale parade that morning? I'm walking to like the lineup. I hit this shit. I thought it was Southern. I said, "Oh my God, it's really a war zone." Like it's like, and you know how you know But then I start thinking about it. What's the name? It's this man, Carver and Abe got together. Before I even move, I'm thinking about I know Carver and Abe F. Horns personally. I know who these little kids is. I know like, oh my God, they got together. Then the band are start getting into it. They think about putting St. Augustine College. Who I don't care what college you are. I really don't. If you're not Southern or Jackson, maybe A&M. If you want to talk about the kick, the ones. I don't care who you is. I don't care. I really don't.
But the crazy thing is like now Katrina was 2005.
These
It's been on.
kids.
It's been almost 20 years, bro. Like so, it's like that culture because we used to get off the bus. Once you get off that bus and you hit that neutral ground, you can look left or right. You can get it from anybody, and I think it's just getting back to that.
And the city got trumpets. I ain't talking. I know y'all been saying these. Luke, I know you heard.
Bro,
Listen,
listen to me.
I'm.
I said it. I said it when I saw Carr. I said, bro, as a trumpet player, bro, universities are good. First of all, you already know that most a good percentage of them are going to Jackson. So Jackson trumpets is straight. Trump funk is straight. But if you spread them out amongst the gamut of HBCUs, dog, trumpets are good. There is no way we should be losing on trumpet, dog. I kept listening to these clips and I was like, bro, why is everything so high right now? And I'm listening, I'm like, dog, everybody got trumpets. Like, where trumpets go? Where did trumpets come from?
We know today F1 and baritone gonna be straight forever down here. Right? It's one thing we do.
Yeah.
These trumpets. Then shouts out to Bear. I need to give once Bear. I don't know if y'all checking out the Roots of Music.
Yeah,
But
I heard him.
it like 250 little goons when they first know scaring everybody in the fuck. I don't care who you is. Who it is. That's the Roots. Oh, okay. It's almost like we know the Roots are punishing some of these high schools down here. We know it. It's the proof is in the pudding. But you're not gonna battle them because they're in middle school. But I'm about to drop a Roots highlight tape probably later on tonight, and y'all go check out the Roots of Music. Bear is over there on some old school discipline. Put it like this. On one parade, one of the trombones came in early, right? In front of Daniel Hall. You know what it's at, Quan. Man, Beth made this little dude drop right there. And I said, ooh, I ain't see that since I was in the band. Then he put him in the hole. I think he was a section leader. You understand what that did? I bet he ain't messing the rest of that parade. You know what I'm saying? Put him from the end to the hole. The discipline over there is there. And I think that it just like you say, Luke, I'm gonna say if colleges not coming to the city of New Orleans for Mardi Gras at least once every other year, now you gotta come back to back. You know what I'm saying? I think you should bring a pep band or something. But I think it's good. You see, because some of the kids are like, where is UAPB? What does UAPB stand for? You see when someone starts seeing that UAPB in the little tiger thing, I mean in the lion thing, that's gangster, man. Where that school at? They got a scholarship budget out there. I promise you, you may see 2 or 3 kids at UAPB from the other this year. That's all they're gonna take 2 or 3. And then Graham, he was with it. We always get Graham flag. Every
Oh yeah,
battle,
I
he was
saw him.
with it.
He was on a different level. Me and Rick was talking about that today. We was like, dog, we ain't never seen him like that before. That's new.
All in the camera, info, yeah, baby, Mardi Gras. I said, as colleges, I mean, some people need to swallow that pride pill. I know y'all in the spring semester, but it's just something that ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So just swallow your pride pill, put that band a budget together for the spring, and bring them down that second week of Mardi Gras because you're really gonna get left behind. And how these middle schools, it's 26 high schools in the city of New Orleans with marching bands. Let me say it again. There's 26 high schools in the city of New Orleans with marching bands. Every marching band over 60 people. Everyone.
Yeah.
We got probably double that in middle schools. You know what I'm saying? So just come out here. That's another story of another day. But yeah, I watch a band report. Talk like that.
And the other thing, and getting back to this police chief,
Yeah.
you say you want to get a public apology because of the fact of playing under the bridge. She needs to give a public apology to her personnel for that young brother too, and the other dude sitting right next to him that pushed the other kid when his partner came up and tried tried to stop him. You know what I'm saying, from putting his hands on him. The other officer pushed that dude back, and I'm like, bro, you can't check the dude that's sitting right next to you though. You want to push this kid off, but you don't want to check your partner.
I don't think he's seen Luke. If you look at, he turned around. I don't think he's seen what happened exactly. I don't think it's just an unfortunate.
Dang, where you go? Smiths.
Yeah.
You still there?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Man, his internet then cut off.
Y'all get me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right, we got you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right, we got you.
Yeah, somebody had called my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that cop was out of line, man. That cop, he was just on some humbuggish type stuff. And like we tell the cops, man, if you tired, you go home. You don't need to be out here protecting and serving if you gonna have that kind of attitude, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly,
Oh shoot.
hold on right quick.
Boom. There we go. And honestly, man, and Quan said it. I've said it already. The truth of the matter is, I'm not gonna say I'm pushing for it, but I definitely feel like a slap on the wrist is not enough. He needs to be reprimanded to the highest degree. Now, I'm also say, and I said it on the report, though, I am not about taking money out of people's mouths. That is not me. I am not one of them people who are a part of the culture where they like, bro, fire him, go. I ain't saying all that. Because how that man feeds his family is what he got to do, so on and so forth. But there needs to be a level of punishment that is severe enough for him to understand that was not okay, what he did and how he did it. And so I agree with the public apology from the police chief, but she also needs to be able to speak for that person and against that person or whatever they did. That needs to be something or some major reprimand on his end.
Yeah, man. You get me, Luke?
Yeah, I
I'm
got you.
muted. Yeah, yeah, it needed to be an apology from him. And I wasn't talking about the police chief. Well, she didn't apologize too, but I want that captain. That captain that was on the bridge doing all this
Well,
power
yeah,
trip
okay.
stuff.
Well, then, yeah, the captain then, yeah.
She needs to apologize to every kid in all them parades, the whole city of New Orleans, bro. Because it's like I said, Luke. I just don't think you understand who she messing with. You know what I'm saying? And by you not being from here, you don't know, and you only doing your
Absolutely.
job. And like I told her, I know safety is your biggest issue, but this is something that can turn into a safety issue. You know what I'm saying? In some
It could have
kind of
been a
way.
lot worse.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, Luke.
So, real quick, and I like this. This is kind of how I really want to rock it. But real quick, I have to ask this question. Me and Rick were talking about this earlier today, and by the way, whether you guys know it or not, Quan had to tip out. He had some business that he has to take care of. But I got to ask you this question: what were your thoughts? Because you were right there in the middle. What were your thoughts on the Valley Southern battle?
Honestly, I think that Valley sounds damn good for the turnaround compared to how they sound early in the season. I'm gonna say that for one. They have players over there that's it's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? My biggest problem with them was just they how they attack their notes. Like sometimes when they come in, it come in like scratchy or weak, and the song gets stronger and stronger. You could possibly forget about how they came in at the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just small, young bad mistakes. Like, and I don't know. I forget the old guy who the other guy who was directing a lot of songs, not Barnes, but he could tell he's doing a damn good job there. I like it. To me, I give Southern a win because that second song, oh my God, I don't even know the name of it. But yeah, it was just one of them like it's Southern, self-explanatory, tied back. It sounds like they know to tie it back too. So it's like I don't know, but that was my only gripe with Valley is how they attack their notes or whatever. But they got players. They got them trumpets. Oh my God, they got players. So if they could keep this same momentum going in the fall, I think it's gonna be it's already a new day at Valley, and I know it's kids who are gonna go to Valley too because I hate to say this, y'all. Back to my point, kids from New Orleans, your school and my school coming back with Mardi Gras. I get the marching from my mama who possibly can't make a football game. That's a new form of recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Kids going to Valley. So that's my take on it. Sound good. You know, they play they warm ups was good. They play Aztec something. I forgot. I don't know if Kev posted. I'm gonna post it because I forgot. I cut it off for the battle, but they sound damn good. It just to me that was the only problem I had. How they attack their nose, but that's like minor band camp mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they didn't have a real decent band camp. But yeah, what your take on it was?
So, and I said it earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. First of all, from the time that we saw Valley at the beginning of the year to what I saw at this battle, I mean, absolutely improvement. By far, I think that there has been an improvement from what we've seen from the beginning to now. Now, mind you, this is why I asked you this question, because you were there. I've watched many of videos, and based on the videos that I watched, I have to make sure I preface it by that, because if I don't, people will try to take my words and twist them up. Based on the videos that I watched, Valley's best two songs were their second and third songs, and to me, they were cleaner than what I heard Southern play. Southern, to me, from the videos that I watched, didn't sound that good. That's where I'm at. Now, I'm not saying that everything that Valley played sounded better than Southern, but I am saying songs 2 and 3. I can't remember what songs they were, but I remember they were executed very well. And to my personal opinion, based on the videos that I saw, I have to keep saying that they were better than Southern's execution of songs 2 and 3.
Southern's second song?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Luke. That's one of the ones. I think if you snip this, I think that's gonna be one of the ones that be like, you so the second song was on the
That's why I
God.
have to keep saying, prefacing it with based on the videos that I saw. Because there are going to be multiple people that will be like, dog, I was there, dog. I disagree with you, dog. I'm like, hey, I don't disagree with the fact. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna take this your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I just said, I don't think it sound bad. My only problem from Valley was how they attack their notes. Like it's like the intro of the song was like sad, but I'm like, as it progressed, you like, ooh, this just sounds good. Yeah. I didn't care for I'll Be in the Sky in a damn collegiate battle, but you know, that's a personal thing. Like, are you playing I'll Be in the Sky? You have all these weapons. I need to hit at work. You know what I'm saying? And like, I know kids in the band. So that's your opinion, Luke. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
And so I can actually agree with you, because there were multiple songs, and I don't even think it was more or less the roughness in the entrances as it was comfortability with the song. And probably even so much so of a timidness in certain areas of the songs, because if you listen to some of the things some of the songs that Valley was playing, there were some songs where it would be like one trumpet playing a part and nobody else playing a part, and then the rest of the section comes in after it. To me, it just sound that let me know that there was probably a timidness in what they were playing, or a lack of preparation for some of the songs they were playing. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was like the last 2 or 3 songs that they played was like a student arranger in front. If I'm not mistaken, if I saw that correctly.
No, it was he just short. It was a band director.
Oh, he was a band director? Okay. Well, to me, those last 2 songs, I felt that was probably the 2 songs that they were the most uncomfortable on. But again, by and large, improvement, definitely improvement. But I don't know if when I heard Southern actually marching in the parade, that was fine for me. When I heard them in the battle, though, I was like,
I mean, maybe I don't know, Luke. Like I said, that's your opinion, and like you said, I'm glad you stressing from the videos that you heard. But that's all people have to defend on is videos. Who wasn't that? So somebody else may feel the same way you feel too.
Fair.
I just know all in all, Valley sound damn good, and if they continue this, I want to see this level of Valley plus more. And like somebody was posting in the comments, there's a lot of new kids at Valley, a lot of freshmen, sophomore in the band, a lot, and like they really ain't had time to gel, because their band, look, to me, it's some new faces that I see right now in the spring that I didn't see in the fall in the band. You know what I'm saying?
They're absolutely, to me, they got a little bit bigger. So I absolutely agree with that. And again, I said the same thing as they were going throughout the year. I said the fact that 9 times out of 10, they're not going to sound the way that we would quote unquote want, them to sound with their size, because I mean, let's be real, they blew up out of nowhere, which means that that's an influx of freshmen. That may be an influx of not necessarily beginners, but probably kids who've only been playing for maybe 1 or 2 years. And so the possibility of them being able to pull off certain things may not be as easy based on the caliber of player that they have. But with a lot of the returning kids, I think next year probably will be a better year for them. I think the claim to fame for Valley this year was just the fact that their numbers was big, especially coming from having like 10 last year to 300 this year. So that's definitely their claim to fame this year. And I mean, let's be real. Bonds is a recruiting fool wherever he goes, because I think Rick was like, bro, what happened to Talladega? I was like, Bonds ain't there.
I ain't gonna lie though. You heard Talladega?
Yeah.
Boy, you tripping. Talladega sound good. Hey, I'm telling you from in person, that's one of them everybody in the band playing type squads. They sound good. A lot of people saying that's the best they ever sound, but they sound good. Go. What you heard of? You heard the Alcorn versus Digga? You didn't like it?
Nope.
Luke, I don't know. They sound good.
I'm sorry. I think I made it to maybe about, because that one was short. Was it that one that was short, or was it UAPB that was short? It was one of those.
I think UAPB short. Yeah,
the UAPB Mississippi one. But I listened to that and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this one. Yeah, that one that wasn't hitting for me.
Now you gotta check them out, man.
But again, based on the videos that I watch, but see, this is where I get frustrated, because I want to be able to experience or feel the same thing in the video that people would feel and hear in person. But I think a lot of that just comes with, and I gotta say it, the idea of the overplay, right? Because if it's me, and I'll just use this as an example, even though he doesn't play trumpet. If it's me, Rick, and Quan sitting right next to each other, right? And we're all trying to play loud. Well, if someone is standing, 45 feet away from us, and then they're getting the reverb of wherever we're at, then obviously it'll sound like we're blending well, right?
Right.
But if you put a camera in front of their face, which is designed to be able to get the clearest clarity of sound, then whoever's blowing the loudest between us three is the one that's going to stick out the most.
Right.
So with that being said, that's why it becomes difficult to be able to sometimes measure what the video is versus what's in person. So I think that becomes a bigger argument too. Like, people try to say, this band sounded better. Here's a great example. The Holy Grail battle at with Jackson and Southern. I was at that game, and dog, Southern was blowing the lights out, dog, on that Holy Grail. But when me and Rick went back and looked at the comments, some of the people were saying that Jackson was blowing, but we were standing right in front of Jackson. And we were like, dog, I don't know what y'all were hearing, but Southern was killing it. So again, I just think that it just, when anybody's listening on a video, it becomes a little bit more difficult to be able to, I guess, properly judge or fairly judge a group based on the fact that it's on a video. So that's why I had to say that based on the video. So that's where I'm at with that.
More and more, I find myself, and me and Kev was talking about this. As much as I would love you to watch my video, I would still love for you to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like when I be seeing stuff, I said I'm gonna start doing reactions possibly sometime this year. But I'm gonna give my reactions to my videos and what I seen and what I heard and why I recorded it this way, and give people a different perspective, because people actually do that a lot. And I'll be like, damn, I wish y'all could have seen this. Okay, sometimes when I'm going back to this, damn, man, it sound like that in person. So it's always better to be there in person and get your own ear. But then one can say, even sometimes in person, something could have happened to be played, and you like, damn, I didn't even hear that when I was there. So you can miss it both ways. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's you damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I definitely feel how you said it may come off on video differently because it do that for me sometimes. You know.
Yeah, and you said something that I promised myself that I was going to do for this upcoming year is I made a decision or I made a promise to myself that I'm going to make it out to more events. Y'all pray for me on that one. That is the goal going into next year and next season is to make it out to more events so I can give a fair, unbiased opinion on what I hear, so on and so forth. But somebody gave a great analogy to me, and I'm going to use this analogy, right? If me and you are at a parade, are we watching the same parade?
Hello.
I was asking you that.
If me and you watching the same parade,
If me and you are watching a parade, are we watching the same parade?
no, no, because shit, I hate to say it, I'm a trombone player, and that's the first thing I notice. You know what I'm saying? Is the first thing I'm gonna look at. Is the first is the I feel like trombone set the tone of the band, and like you can ask Mister me and Mister Wright had a conversation in the middle of the Macy's Day Parade. I was like, Mister Wright, you always put the trumpets in the front. He was like, yeah. I said, why? His most I ain't gonna say what the word I'm looking for? His most it wasn't a petty ass. He said, well, I played trumpet for one. Like that's the first thing. But then it's crazy. After that, I start seeing multiple bands with trumpets in the front line of the parade. I'm like, dang, has this always been like that? I've been missing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to trombones being in the front. And I'm starting to notice how certain bands stack their
Stagger.
bands. I like they'll put trumpets first, and they'll put trombones first, then they put the trumpets behind them. Some of them even put. I've seen the trombones and the F horns behind them when they don't have them in the F horns. So that matters to me how you play. So like to answer the question, we're not looking at the same thing because you could be looking at something different.
Exactly. And that's the same way when it comes to when we judging these bands, so on and so forth. Everybody's perception. That's why I always will say I'm probably never gonna go with the status quo because I hear something different sometimes than other people. So that's just it. Just is what it is. But yeah, man. This has been an interesting week with when it comes to Mardi Gras and when it comes to that parade formation, man. As a band director, I have experimented with multiple things because I've never been happy with sound. When I was in high school, I couldn't figure it out in the sense of I never understood if I'm coming down in a parade, if I'm somebody who is, 20 feet away, well, all I hear is trombone. And unless you have a dope trumpet section, the melody's probably getting buried. Well, that's true. But if you stagger them, then there's a school of thought that because of the fact that if you're staggering them and let's say you're going 8 across, well, just from bore size of the bell, or just from the size of the bell, the trombone is still going to overpower the trumpet anyway. If you 8 across, you got 8 trumpets behind 8 trombones. Well, that's still going to bury the sound in some degree. Now, if you a far off distance or you between buildings and reverb is there, that's a completely different conversation.
I got a question to that point. Okay, Luke, you as a college director, right? You're a college director in at PV since you was a director at PV. Where your tubas go at in a parade formation?
Ooh, we've tried multiple things.
You got to pick one.
Are you just asking me my personal opinion?
Your personal, where are you putting your tubas at? You got 20, 25.
That's a hard one. For me though, I'm putting them on the sides.
Okay. See that? No, that's the first thing I was gotta say. My answer wouldn't be on the side though. My answer gonna be in the back. I want them directly in front of the woodwinds. Yes, and the drummers behind them. I know some people put the
I put
tubes
Will Wayans
behind.
behind my drummers.
Ooh, okay, a lot of people do that. A lot of colleges do that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I would put my tubas on the sides because I don't want the tuba sound to get buried by everything in front of it. So I want to make sure that the sound is surrounded by bottom, not necessarily possibly covered up by everything else. So that's why I would put the tubas on the side.
Okay, I know Jackson much too, but on the side, a lot of college bands do, but I just think sometimes I would like how to see how it sounds in the bass. Like everybody just normally put the tubas on the side. I used to like how Miles used to wrap the tubas around the whole band. Sometimes put them on the top. It give a different sound. You know what I'm saying? When they together as a speaker versus trying to balance them off to the side. It's just depends tomato tomato.
Yeah.
But question: did you ever talk about the HBC band over the consortium?
And in regards to what?
Just about it coming up.
And by the way, Chuck, I see you down there, brother. I've been seeing you. Look like you on the toilet, but I got you, bro. Uh, yeah, I talked about it on the band report, but just in case, well, what did you have something for it?
No, I plan on attending this year.
Okay, bet. So yes, I did make a plea for that on the band report. No, it wasn't a band report. I think I went live. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, anybody who is a part of Historically Black College and University Band Program, Music Program, we have a convention. It's called the HBCU Band Directors. Actually, HBCU Band Directors and Orchestra now. They've added orchestra to it. Consortium. It's been going on for a number of years. I was an active participant in it my undergraduate years. I was a part of the jazz band. But for me, the way that I look at it is as HBCU directors, it is a way for everyone to meet at the table and have the conversations with one another in order to be able to be on the same page for student development, student growth for HBCU music programs. That for me is one of the major things about it. Now, there's another part about it which a lot of people don't know about and what takes place. One of the things that took place when I was an undergrad, one of the things that took place when I was at Prairie View, and it still takes place today. There are performing ensembles that students from HBCUs audition for that they perform at during this particular conference. And so it is necessary for HBCU bands to participate within the HBCU Band Directors Consortium. That's going down. I think it's the 4th through the 7th. Is that right?
I think it is the 4 through 7. Yeah, literally the 4 through 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So April 4th through 7th in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. So that it is an opportunity for us as Black band directors, music educators, HBCU band directors to come and meet at the table, get your students there as well. For the students to be able to get together with one another as well and meet each other and see that it's not animosity on each side. It's not this heat on each side, and also to see how great of musicians that all of us are, and it gives us a chance to be able to meet together, play together, so on and so forth. So again, April 4th through 7th in Atlanta. The registration is open. Please go and check it out. All right. So appreciate you for bringing that up because it was definitely necessary to have the conversation about.
gotcha. All right, Luke, man, I'm gonna head out there. How does it, dog?
All right, brother. Absolutely.
All right, bro.
All right, go. Chuck, what's going on?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Man, ain't nothing. Trying to keep this thing going.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I just wanted to jump on and say what's up, man, and definitely, I haven't watched too many videos, but congratulate all of the students and programs that participated in Mardi Gras. We had a Fat Tuesday celebration on campus at A&M, And so we did that yesterday. Got some good gumbo and fish, and it was a cool event on campus. But I was definitely I was talking to Dr. Chisholm earlier today, and we were just talking about our experience in Mardi Gras. I've never did it as a director. I participated a long time ago in the year 2000 as a student, and I was just sharing just how impactful it was for me, to be in New Orleans and to just see how, I mean, you hear about it, but until you've actually been, to it, and then I haven't been as an adult to just hang out, but to actually be in one of the parades. You get a deep dive into New Orleans culture and just how important it is to everybody from there and people that have made it a part of their programs, their yearly traditions to make it down to the parades.
Yeah. And so the evil story and the good story is the fact that Norfolk went my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go because I just happened to had broken my ankle.
Right, I remember you were sharing that.
Yeah, about a couple of weeks before we left. And honestly, I think it's time for Norfolk to go back. Well, let me pause on that. And for good reason.
Yeah.
But no, I honestly think that every band should take a trip down to New Orleans, and really just not only get the experience, but I definitely agree with I was about to say Simon. I definitely agree with Justin on the fact that it's definitely a great recruiting tool. If you go out there and you represent well, those kids will flock, man. To be very honest, that's how I ended up going to Norfolk, not because I went to Mardi Gras, but because I saw a band that was killing and I didn't know who they were. Matter of fact, quiet as it's kept. This is the real story.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna end up going to Morris Brown.
Oh yeah.
Thank God I did.
Everybody wanted to go around that time, bro.
But you gotta realize when I had not seen Morris Brown before. This is before Drumline came out.
Yeah.
They had finished filming, but the movie hadn't dropped.
Yeah.
So I still didn't know who the heck they were. And so they came to my high school to practice because they had to play Texas Southern the next day. And outside of just being able to take pictures with Bubble and Brown Sugar, I got the opportunity to see them up close and personal, and so I was trying to get their information. I was like, "Yo, where y'all at? What's y'all scholarship, so on and so forth." And I was close to going to Morris Brown, but Norfolk came in out of nowhere and swooped me up. But the point is that these kids have the opportunity to see some programs they've never seen. So I think it's a good thing for HBCUs to be able to go out there. And I definitely agree. You don't got to go every year, but every 2 years, every 3 years, make it a thing, and also an incentive for some of your students. We going to Mardi Gras this year, so we want to try to make sure we produce this year. Keep your grades up, so on and so forth. Whatever you got to do to keep the kids excited about going.
No, I totally agree, man. I was talking to some of my students yesterday, and one thing I've learned since I've been here in Alabama is Mobile being home of the Mardi Gras. I did not know that until we did the Port City Classic, and and just talking to some of the kids from Alabama, and I was like, man, maybe next year we can make it down to, because they have, of course, parades down there as well too, and I was like, in order for us to do that, we got to make sure that everything else is taken care of first as well too. So as an incentive, and we've been talking about some things that we want to do differently with certain ensembles, and just kind of keeping everything going, if that makes sense, and then plug and play when different events happen as well. And so definitely, my Mardi Gras experience was amazing, and I think it's still the single place that I've been that I've seen that amount of bands in one space. I remember being in the parade lineup, and as far as I could see bands, and I'm just like, man, like this is insane. And I remember seeing, I mean, this is in the year 2000, spring 2000. I remember seeing St. Aug for the first time, and I was like, we don't want no parts of that. And that was the first time I saw like risers for the snares. I had never seen that before, and I was like, "What is that?" And so again, it was a huge cultural shock. And I always have this. And when I think of New Orleans, I think of this image of this. He couldn't have been no more than 5 years old. He had a Quaker oat box with a string around his body. He had some drumsticks, and he was going, "Hey oh, hey yo," and I was like, man, like this little kid, you could tell he didn't see, Southern since he came out the womb, and so it was definitely. I was like, man, like this is amazing environment. I just, on the educator side or the band director side, I was like, man, I just pray to all the kids, what I'm saying, are safe and everybody's safe because, I mean, you've seen it like shoulder to shoulder, and definitely can be a dangerous environment. And definitely just, want all those kids to be safe. But yeah, I haven't seen too many clips, but yeah, it looks like it was a good time had. I did see y'all talked about Mr. Graham, and I was hitting up, some folks like, man, it looked like Mr. Graham was having a great time down there, and I say, hey, if you're gonna be down there, man, turn up, have fun, be safe and enjoy it. So that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And I said it, man. I never admitted it before. And on my band report, I had to admit it not once, not twice. But honestly, New Orleans it really is the mecca for band. So you can't deny it. And like I've said before, those kids from the area, surrounding areas, they grow up and they're bred band. They're put it instrument.
Hard.
Yeah, they're given an instrument at 2 years old.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's part of the culture. It's definitely ingrained in the culture, and so I think it's a beautiful thing. Every time I see it, I think it's a beautiful thing. That's why I was excited about Mardi Gras this year. Just being able to see the energy from those kids. I thought that was great. And so with that being said, man, I think it's a great Mardi Gras year. Again, I can't wait to see some of these wind ensembles, concert bands cranking it up, crank your wind ensemble, crank your concert band. I think that's great. But again, like I said, I was definitely excited to be able to see that.
Yeah, man, and again, like salute to all not only the directors but the kids, man. So a lot of hard work that goes into it. Those parades are not small. Again, I think it's probably the single longest performance that I've ever done as a director and as a student. I mean, it was like 13 plus miles, man. That thing, we started early in the morning and was going all day, man. I did it with Kane. You know what I'm saying? We did it, the Zulu parade together, and I don't think that's one of the longer ones. You know what I'm saying, to my knowledge. And so, definitely, salute to all them kids, man, putting in that work and just being part of that part of the culture. I know I'm seeing a lot of cities, like I know Stone Mountain, Georgia just did a Mardi Gras like festival, and I'm seeing other ones pop up all over the country. So it's infectious, and it seemed like this year was a really good year. Outside of some of those issues that took place, and it's like, man, it's like more and more when you see public events, like crazy stuff happening. Like I was just watching the news about the stuff happening in Kansas City, like after the parade. I don't know, did you see anything about that? Yeah, they had their parade, and like somebody was killed, and a bunch of people were shot and injured. It was on the.
I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah, man, and it's just like, man, it's like every time there's like some type of like public event with a lot of people, it's like something going on, man. And so I just, hope that could be limited, man, so we can enjoy some of those things. I'm definitely gonna make it to New Orleans as an adult.
Yeah, at some point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But all right, brother. I appreciate you, man. As always, keep up the great work that you got going down there.
Thank you.
In Alabama, and man, just keep being great, brother.
Hey, appreciate it, man. And thanks for shouting out the consortium as well too. Information is supposed to be dropping in terms of all the ensembles and different things going on, and so we need to see a lot of people. Everybody from the culture, at this stuff as well too is important.
Absolutely. He can hear you down there. I was about to bring in. I'll bring
Yeah,
you
yeah.
in. There you
Bring 'em-
go,
Oh, there we go.
brother
What's
Kennedy.
What's up, Fred? How are you, man?
up, bro?
Man, I learned so much from Mr. Connor, man. It's always a pleasure to be on any podcast with you, man. He's
Man.
constantly giving me wisdom with my band program. He
That's
is
Chuck.
Working
definitely
hard, bro.
someone that helps me consistently, yearly, with my program and me growing as a band director. So it's always a pleasure to talk to him and be on
Absolutely.
any platform he's on.
Nah,
It's
I
dope.
appreciate it, bro, man. You working, man. What year is this for you, man? Teaching, man.
Year 6 now.
Yeah, six, man. Like, sorry, my dogs are tripping. I asked that because, man, like, I again, I admire your hard work, and all of us educators can remember, like, when we first started in that fire, and it's like so hard to continue. I'm always inspired by this is named Dr. Bartner, and he's the longtime director at University of Southern Cal, and he was there for 50 years. And I went to a game, right, 50 years, right? And I went to a game before the pandemic, and it was like his 50th year, and he was up on that podium and directing that band like it was year one. And I was like, God, man. I was like, man, if this guy up there doing it like that, it's no excuse. No excuse for me or anybody else. And so, I say that because I see that same passion in you, bro, and just building and getting better, man. And just want to continue, to give you flowers and blessings, with you and your kids, man, and just keep, man, just keep, man. I say my my first program, man, that's always special. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kids, man, those are babies, man, and the ones that you go through, everything with, man.
Everything.
Keep it a great.
What
I
I
got,
like, and I'm gonna be honest, what I do like about what you do,
No, pick up for Veronica Kennedy.
getting that meal. But
yeah,
no, what I do like about what you do is you document, and that is massively important for growth and development. Um, Documenting every rehearsal that you have, going back, listening back, seeing what you can improve, seeing the things that you said that were actually sparks and light bulbs, seeing how you can maybe reword something, man. Documenting is definitely important in your development and growth and education. So Chuck ain't wrong, man. You are doing some things, and being in the fact that you're in year 6 and you've been able to get those kids to buy in and truly invest in what you're doing, that means a lot. So absolutely.
Well, so I think this podcast we were talking about Mardi Gras, or you guys when I came in, y'all were talking about the benefits of Mardi Gras, and was it compared to and why concert band is important? Was we discussing
No,
both?
no. We weren't doing that. We were saying
Okay,
the conversation was just Mardi Gras in general, saying
awesome.
the benefits of Mardi Gras, how great Mardi Gras is, how excited we were to be able to see those kids participating in the program, and then I followed up with. I can't wait to see what the wind
Gotcha.
ensembles are gonna bring, concert bands. If you have festival coming up, so on and so forth, I'm looking to see that as well. So that's what the conversation was.
So I'm going to give my 2 cents. I've been watching your podcast now, unbeknownst to speaking or commenting, because I really wanted to see where your spirit was. You know what I'm saying? I just don't put my name on a lot of things, and I don't vouch for people who I don't trust. So I've watched your podcast as a spectator for about the past, I don't know, 4 months. And the last episode I watched, I think you guys had just hit 100 episodes. It was like an anniversary portion. You guys was on there talking, and I just sat there and I watched the whole thing, and I was so proud because you stood your ground for so long. So, you're definitely a platform. I don't know if y'all watching me, but Charles will tell you, I don't speak out as much as I used to on things. I
Yeah,
don't comment anymore
I've
because I
noticed.
feel
I've
like
noticed
now,
you've backed off a lot. I have noticed that.
yeah, I've backed off a lot because it's been creating just unnecessary problems with people who they've been feeling like they know me and they don't know me because of my enjoyment and the fan aspect of being a part of bands. So I've had to back away because I it's just been ruining relationships that I want to develop with people that's important.
Mhm.
However, I have noticed that or what I ain't gonna say I have noticed, what I do know is that I may be backing up, but the things I was saying was truthful and they was genuine. The thing was is that I realized that they should be said on on certain platforms talking to specific people because of who they are. So now I only speak on platforms that are pushing the culture in a positive way and challenging the ideologies that so many people have not hold to be true within the culture. And you have a platform like it's almost like Shay Shay. You know what I'm saying? You come on here and it's time to tell the truth. Like you have a safe space to talk about the honesty of band. And what I'm going to say right now is going to shock a lot of people, but it's genuinely the truth. Mardi Gras, the culture of New Orleans and band. If you are a band director, it can single-handedly save your program for all the right reasons. Now, what I mean by that is that the wrong reasons is the why you want to take your kids is because New Orleans bands are loud. They will embarrass you if they give an opportunity. They have a sense of biasness about their programs. They do play with power. They do have uniforms. You feel like you're an outsider and you don't understand the culture as to the dynamics of what parades to march and all those things. That's true, and it can be very discouraging. However, taking your kids to get them licks and also receiving them praise from them Caucasian people down there will spark an interest and excitement and fire for your band program that will last for years. On top of, if you are struggling as a band director, if your trip was 12,000 for you to go to Mardi Gras, 22,000, you're going to make about 10 to 12 of that back. So if you only can afford to go, or when you get ready to go, you're in the hole like 10,000, you're going to do at least 3 parades that's going to cover that hole that you was in. So don't, and that's if you a band director about your band, because they have it set up to where you can get money or your kids can get money. But if it's really about your program, you're going to send all that back to your program. So the trip is definitely feasible with what they pay, and they pay thousands for you to do these parades, y'all. So don't think they don't. And it's very extremely easy to get in these parades. All you got to do is reach out in a timely manner. Extremely easy. And I can be one to help you with that if need be. I'm saying this because this year with Mardi Gras, I had to choose between festival or taking my kids to Mardi Gras. And it was a hard choice because we went to festival last year. We got excellent everything. We missed Superior by a couple points, no lie, in all forms. And I said, man, this year I got Superior. I know I'm going to get it, but I had to choose. All, which is like the All State for Tennessee. I had kids that made All West, auditioned, made it, but the All West performance was during Mardi Gras, so they didn't get a chance to perform. I found myself in the past only doing the concert stuff because I wanted to appease other people who thought I couldn't teach.
Mm.
This is real life true stuff. So I said, I'm going to do this to show people that I can teach. I asked my kids, what do they want to do? Do they, want to go to Mardi Gras with them prepare for festival? Because you're not going to get superior ratings at festival if you're preparing to go to Mardi Gras to compete on the level that we compete on. It's just not going to happen. It's almost impossible. My kids said, Pops, we want to go to Mardi Gras. Here's the nugget for you guys. Some of you, like how he was saying that concert band is important, you may miss festival, but you can still throw a concert performance. You may miss festival, but you can still have a spring concert.
Hmm.
You may miss festival, but you can still reach out to collegiate band directors to come in and work with your ensemble. The reason why I'm saying that, because that's what we're doing. We're going to have a spring concert. I'm going to invite a few concert bands from around the city that's really good. We're going to put some stuff together. I got my kids being judged. We're going to go to pre-festival, and we're going to do that because that's important to overall in development. But I had 52 freshmen, and I needed them to buy in to why band is fun. So I took them to Mardi Gras. And because I did that, I now have them bought in into the idea of what it means to be a musician and appreciate the value of kids knowing how to play, middle school kids know how to play, high school kids know how to play. I now put them in a position to be able to say, I've seen kids my age do what I do just as good and love it just the same. You as a band director, if you have a high school program, it will behoove you in your best interest to make it to Mardi Gras, to expose your kids to the thousands of people who appreciate them standing still, who appreciate when you tell them to put your uniform on and tie it this way, who appreciate when you tell them make sure y'all sound off. There is a whole culture that appreciates every single detail you work as a band director. And when your children do it, they clap and they applaud. And then there's a whole Caucasian crowd that will clap for every single thing they do, including the wrong notes. Mardi Gras is so special because New Orleans is so special because it sparks the love of band.
I agree.
I was
And
about to say, one, I didn't even know if that was the period, but I don't disagree with
that's the
anything that you
period.
said.
Yeah.
That's the
I,
period.
I honestly don't disagree with anything that you said. I mean, by and large, so first of all, it goes back to what I said before when I was talking to Chuck. I mean, at the end of the day, New Orleans is definitely the mecca for bands. So I mean, we can't argue with that, right?
No.
But the other thing is that the reality is that if you're like you said, if you're trying to build a program and you're trying to build kids' interest, there's not multiple things in this world by and large that these kids are able to look at that's going to get them excited about what they're doing. My boy, and you know him, Deontay Mario, told me one thing, and I still hold true to this. When it comes to what we do in life now, learning an instrument is the only thing that there is no fast track. You're not going to fast track your way to learning an instrument. So the kids have to be inspired in some type of way. And honestly, when you looking at us as chocolate folk, playing wind ensemble music is not always the inspiration. So what do you need to do to keep them there? You know, specifically in the state of Texas, because we're bound by UIL, we have to continuously find creative ways to try to get them in. But if you have something like the Mardi Gras that your district or is going to allow you to go to raise the money or whatever, definitely put them in the spaces to be able to enjoy what they do. It doesn't make any sense for you to be a part of something that you just don't enjoy. And so I don't disagree with you at all. And honestly, it goes back to what I was saying before you came on with Chuck. It's a great incentive. All right, kids. We went to Mardi Gras this year, so next year we got to get this at festival, and then the following year that is going to be our
We'll
major
go
trip.
again.
So
See, now you're teaching.
there,
Luke, you're teaching.
there is
That's the key. That's the key. You get a young group, you take them. They gonna tell their friends, and then you tell them, all right, we a UIL or festival, we got to get an excellent or superior, and I'll take y'all again. You know what them kids gonna do for you? I mean, you got to do your
yeah,
job, but do
Yeah.
you know what them kids are gonna do for
they're going
you?
to produce for you.
They gonna get you there.
Yeah, because they've been exposed to something that is so awe-inspiring, right? Like it doesn't matter to me in my purview, right? Like, and I gotta think about when I was in high school. Playing in band was great. It was fun for me. I'm not gonna lie, right? But there were so many other incentives that came along with that. I like chicks. So if I'm put into that atmosphere, I'm seeing all these young bands, all these bands with all these dancers. I'm like, yo, she bad. She bad. I'm in high school and I'm seeing this, and they ain't coming from my school. They coming from a different school. So now when I go back to school, not only can I talk about this with the people inside the band, but now I can go to the dude in my class and be like, yo, I just got back from New Orleans, dog. You know what was out there, dog? Shoot. And that brings people in from the outside. So no, I absolutely agree, man. Hey man, phone died. Things happen. But no, I don't disagree with you, Deontay, bro. I don't at all. The kids need to be inspired to want to keep doing this thing. And if it would almost make you a bad band director if you don't find the connection between band and the kid, right?
Yeah.
You can't just throw an instrument in front of in their face and say, "All right, play it," and that's it. It just don't work that way, and that it may work that way in some districts. It may be some districts where you dealing with a band with 200-300 kids and they've been superior rated, and so in their mind we just want to keep up the historical legacy, but that ain't every situation that you in, and so yeah, you got to find those incentives. No, I don't disagree with you at all,
Nah, you
even though,
totally
even though his phone died.
and you know what it sounds like when we talking about like this year we do this year we do that. It sounds like balance.
Yeah,
You know, it sounds like balance. It sounds like a well balanced meal for the musician to be able to do a little bit of everything. Because you get, like you said, you got some programs that they just want to keep that legacy up. I remember I interviewed for a school in Florida that in the interview it was like, hey, what are some things that you're going to do to maintain the superior ratings that we've received over the last 10 years? You know, that was a serious question. And you know, that was coming from students, the student panel. And so, you know, it's definitely like you mentioned before, regional, and so you know, having that balance will definitely you know, build a well-rounded musician. So when they go to a college or university, that they can take or draw from those experiences and say, "Oh, I've done this before. I've done this. I've done this." You know. But like you said, I think it would definitely, you know, categorize as a bad band director if you don't find ways to connect your students to the things that you know not only matters to them but also that piques their interest. We all have that one song and or instance that band inspired us. Middle school, I'm showing my age. The Little Mermaid came out in middle school, and I remember our band director pulled out Under the Sea and had that vibe part, and it was like a Jamaican feel. I was like, oh man, this is dope. Like this is cool. I didn't know you could do that in this setting, you know. And then high school, you know, I heard a college band play neck, and then my high school band was playing it, and I was like, oh, I didn't know we did this, you know. And so again, you know, certain things spark and inspire you, and then it opens up doors, you know, for other areas, and that's the key is exposure, you know. And so you know, I'm glad that it's you know that Mardi Gras looked like it was alive and well, and like a lot of programs, you know, sold out, and you know, definitely salute to all. Yeah, I'm definitely telling my age, bro.
man, I ain't too far behind him. I was playing Aladdin, so
Bro.
hey,
Yeah, I haven't been around for the original Little Mermaid and the new one.
right?
Yeah, man. Right. But seriously though, like that exposure is what will impact a kid to go to heights that you can't even imagine. I mean, I look at some of my former students that are band directors. Some of them are professional musicians. Other one, I got one that works at the Pentagon. And I never forget when he turned in his band application. You know how you got the boxes with instruments you play or whatever? He made his own box and said future drum major. And he was like, I'm gonna be one of your drum majors one day. And he called it. And when it was his time after his first year, he had the highest GPA, could outplay almost everybody in the band, and had everything down that we needed for leadership. And now he works at the Pentagon. And so, you know, it's just seeing that impact is what it's all about. And I think New Orleans is a definitely and Mardi Gras season is a melting pot for all of that. You know, for all of that for our kids.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
Man, I appreciate you, Chuck. Deontay, I appreciate you coming in and just and spreading that love, bro, and just giving that information because you're absolutely right. Man, there's no more I can say, but I appreciate you guys, man. Hopefully, Chuck, I get to see you at Consortium.
Oh man, definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Some good things, you know. Can't tell it all, but some good things taking place, and looking forward to you know another one, man. I mean, you mentioned you went as a student, and I went as a student. I auditioned with Paul Adams. Probably was the most intimidating auditions that I've ever done, and you know, got to take kids that we performed, and you know, and then now kind of seeing the other side. I'm like, man, you know, I've been around since it started, and so it's really cool
Yeah.
to see where it is now, man.
Yeah, and a year ago well, if we meet up there a year ago, from that day, you would have conversed with me and said, "Hey, bro, I can't do the show, bro. I'm just letting you know." That's it.
Oh no, no.
But yeah, brother, man, I look forward to seeing you at the consortium, man. And again, kudos to you and congratulations to all that you're doing out in Alabama, brother.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Y'all take care and be blessed, and yeah, see y'all later.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right.
Real quick, Brother Moore asked a question, and I really wanted to get to it very quickly before I logged off. This was the question: is parade, field stand, etc. formation something that college directors talk to most music majors to give them a foundation of why to do it that way? I'm going to say, by and large, no. There may be some universities out there, HBCUs out there that have that conversation with the students, but from my experience in the conversations that I've had with multiple people, most of it is trial and error. Most of it is, this is what we did, so I'm gonna do this. And that's just kind of how it's kind of been played out. I don't think that not having that kind of class. Let me make sure I say this right. I think that not having that class is an issue. That's what I meant. But I'm also not afraid of the trial and error, because I've learned through my life and through my experiences that sometimes when you fail, that's also the best way to learn. But I will also say that it's always good to be able to seek knowledge, and seeking that knowledge will make you better and stronger. So I do think that those classes are needed, but I also think that the trial and error helps you to learn. So again, by and large, I don't think that those classes are available. With that being said, man, this has been a super dope episode. I know Quan had to tip out of here. Apri was in here. She had snuck in here, but she had to get some homework done. I think it was some homework. I think that's what she said. Also, Portia was getting some work done. She may still be up right now doing her work, but this was a super dope episode, man. I appreciate every single one of you for locking in. Also, man, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and go to the Passion Is Network on YouTube and go ahead and subscribe and like every single one of the things that we do. If you haven't even liked this episode yet, go ahead and like it now. Make sure that you go ahead and share this out as well. Remember, we are on the race to 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and take care of that right now. Don't wait on it. Get it done. Also, appreciate you guys watching on Instagram. We doing this Instagram thing, and I pretty much like it, man. So appreciate you guys for checking us out on Instagram, man. This has been super dope. We will see you guys on next week. Peace.